Is it shooting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna cook some food. I'm pretty hungry because hiking always makes me hungry, so that's always a good start. And I hate just bringing with me a sandwich because I think it's such a anticlimax. Like you do a really good hike and you're like, wow, these mountains are amazing, and then you take up like a sweaty like cheese baguette. So I love cooking outdoors, so that's what we're gonna do now. So we're gonna create a lentil curry with the bread. And one of my rules is kind of that like it can't be too hard to make, so it's easy shit, but it's good stuff too. So basically, I'm gonna just take out everything. These are all the ingredients, which aren't too many, I have to say. So we have carrots. We have a onion, and then 2 garlics because, I mean, 2 is always better than 1. And so that's just going in there in the beginning, fry it up a little bit. Then we have a bunch of red lentils in an old IKEA Ziploc. Commercial for IKEA. No. Some stock. I think this is veggie stock. I can't remember what I took. And then some coconut milk. I have some water in my just water bladder. And then sometimes I make my own curry mix. I didn't have any stuff at home today, so I just brought a pre-made one that I really like. So it's the garam masala, very fancy. And then I have some olive oil to fry stuff in a like old ginger shot thing. And in my little Nutella jar, which I got only because of the size of the jar, I have some like a teaspoon of sambal welek, and then like a good squeeze of tomato paste. Is it called that, tomato paste? Yeah. So that is basically all the ingredients, and then I brought some bread to eat with, and like normally you could put some rice in it or some like pasta rice, but I think it's gonna be nice just with some bread. So those are the ingredients. I like to keep my kitchen in like a handkerchief. First off, I mean, it looks cute, but that's not the reason. Because I like to use it as like a kitchen towel. And I have my very Swiss pocket knife. And I originally brought like bigger knives, but now this is all I use, and I think it's pretty nice because you have like the scissor, and the most important thing is definitely the wine opener. But today we're not having wine. And I have my little spork, some salt and pepper, my most essential thing in the whole entire kitchen, my mini grater, the fuel canister, and I just like to keep it in something to protect the pots. It's really gross because it's been with me for a while. And then the fire starter, which I remember this time. Yeah, and it's just really basic setup. I use this liquid, I was gonna say fuel, liquid fuel. I don't use gas, but I don't have anything against gas. I think it's faster, it's more fun, like when you're just boiling water. But if you're cooking, I just find that it just gives me more flexibility in terms of like controlling the flame and making sure that stuff doesn't burn and stuff like that. So I just find that a lot easier. And I see that I need to refill this a little bit. So sometimes I manage to open these child-safe things, sometimes I don't. This time I did. Top it up like you would a wine glass. Okay. Popping this on so I can control the flame. Just put the oil on here to make sure that it heats up. And this is usually like, I always think I'm gonna be faster than I am. And I'm not, ever. So while that is getting hot, we're going to chop some onions super fast so we don't burn the oil. I don't even know if you can burn oil, but we don't want it to start a fire here. Choppy, choppy, choppy. I mean, normally I would use a big onion because I love onion, or even two, but I'm also of the philosophy that you take what you have at home, and if you forget something, it's not a problem, you just make it work. So that is what we're doing for red ones, because I think they're more versatile. Oh, I managed to do it before they started boiling. Okay. So basically, we're gonna fry the onions to give them some color. Doing carrots. I mean, I don't always bring a cutting board because I think it's nice to just do the onions in the hand. It doesn't really matter. But for carrots, I think I would probably chop off my leg if I attempted doing this without a cutting board. So here we are. I just want to make them small enough so they don't have to boil for like an hour to become a little bit soft, but not too soft. But I'm also a little bit of a lazy cook, so I don't want to have to chop too much. So I think this is going to be fine. And just pop it all in here. Okay, so let's have a look here. Oops. So now I put 2 big carrots, but I mean, 1 would probably be enough. Also, I always overestimate the size of my pots. So I'm basically just gonna put everything in here. So the curry, and I mean, I don't know, I just end up putting more and more and more. So I would say I probably usually put, like this is too little, like 1 or 2 tablespoons. But I'm gonna just start off with like 1, or that was probably 2. Yeah. And then I'm gonna add as we go along. Just mix it around a little bit. And then I'm gonna put in the tomato paste and the sambaluelic. It would be lovely if I don't have to stick my fingers in there. Okay. Yay. Okay, good enough. Yeah. Red lentils going in. I brought like 2 deciliters, but I would say I'm gonna start with like 1.5, just to make sure everything fits. And I think this actually is enough. Okay, so water. I usually just pour from my bag. It's not maybe the most elegant way of doing it, but that way you don't have to bring a bunch of extra things. So I'm putting in like, I would say 2 deciliters, and then we have some coconut milk to top it up with. But I'm gonna keep these like easily accessible just in case I need to. And last but not least, let's do some coconut milk. Yummy. Okay, do a little stir. So basically now comes the worst part of the entire thing, which is the waiting. Ooh, oh my gosh, I forgot 2 things. This is typically me. Vegetable stock. I was like, it doesn't really taste like anything. Vegetable stock. Let's crumble this up and put it in here. And then I'm gonna wait with the garlic actually until a little bit later. Okay, now we leave it. Okay, so I think it's time to put in the garlics, and the only sign of that is just my gut feeling, but you can put them in even before it starts boiling. So I'm doing 2 because I don't know, I can't remember what you said, Soninke, when I asked if you liked garlic.
You love garlic.
Yeah, like you wanted to marry it,
yes,
or something like that, and I think that is amazing. So yeah, 2 garlics and using my little grater. Okay, now I'm happy I have a little handkerchief. It's a little bit of salt. but I have like an unhealthy relationship to salt, and I'm aware of it, and that's the first step. Everyone knows that, but I'm gonna add some salt. So I would say the carrots, they're there for texture today. Okay, so I am deciding that this curry is done. It's still a little chewy. I choose to think that it's al dente and that's the way it's supposed to be. But I'm also hungry, so that might be just a little bit of the reason as well. And I think we've had it boiling now for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. It's always slower than I expect it to be. And I mean, now it's pretty thick, but I think we're going for nutrition, not water with these. Maybe you get a little bit more. It does taste very good. And then we have some freshly baked bread from the store. I did not go that far. Okay. Oh, beautiful. So here is our dinner, lunch, late lunch, brunch. No, dinner. Yeah. Okay. Bon appetit. Well, but it's good. It's warming. It's hot, and it's a curry, so it's everything you need, especially when the thick fog is rolling in. Cheers! Cheers! Oh, okay. Oh.